If you want to be an actor, you might want to watch this video. 4 years ago, my dream came true. I got to work on my first ever short film. As a young actress, that was pretty cool. And today, I'm gonna take you through some of those short films. So we all get to watch me and cringe. It'll be great. I hope for y'all that this is an opportunity to realize that everybody has that thing where they look back and they watch themselves and they go, oh, but it's not all cringe. There's gonna be some moments that we're gonna look at and I'm gonna talk you through my process, how I came to that decision, how much work that specific scene took, and some of the behind the scenes. And what you're gonna find is there's actually gonna be some moments that I don't regret and some things that I look back on and I think, wow, I kind of knew what I was doing. We're gonna start with my newer short films and work all the way down to my older short films in the first year of acting that I did. So let's hop right into it. All right, this is Faded Identity and I'm gonna actually include the link here. Some of these short films you can't show to other people for at least the first year because they go through what's called a festival run where the students are gonna submit their stuff and the festivals don't want other people to see it because they need reason for people to come to these festivals, right? That's where you see people getting awards, getting recognized, all kinds of cool things. But I think we're pretty much past that on these films. This film here is called Faded Identity. I'm gonna include the link in the bio because this one is out on YouTube. This was my sister's thesis short film. Gotta put on my headphones for this. I've watched this fairly recently. I also sang an original song for this, so that's interesting.
Zeph, run!
I remember watching this in theaters with all the film students. They do their own little film festival and you get to watch it actually in a theater. I remember that moment, the bass was just like rocking the room and it was my face up on the screen and it was just overwhelming. That shot, that like little scene there, in my opinion, is one of the coolest looking shots. We had, you know, like a top-down light and we had this like mist going. You can kind of see like right there. Look at how cool I look. I look so cool. Faded Identity. We had to redo that shot multiple times where I get like hit on the ground because I wasn't reacting good enough apparently.
I've never been on live television before.
When I see scenes like that, the first thing that I think about is man, we should have been like kind of bouncing back and forth. I see a lot of fight scenes where the characters are sparring and they're not doing that. They're like on their feet. That's not how sparring matches work. But not the stunt guy's fault. It was just something that I see in hindsight and I wish I'd done better. Veiny hand. He was doing this thing to make it like veiny.
Here.
That was Jello, by the way.
I'm sorry. Who are you?
Oh, sorry, I'm Cole.
Why are you being nice to me?
I'm a nice person. You're new here, right?
I like how he's doing this thing with his arms. We were talking about how like he's trying to flex, like show off his muscles. Ooh, new girl on the block. Let's impress her.
Right. I know mostly everybody here. Or I watch mostly everybody here. Not in a weird way, though. I'm aware of mostly everybody here.
I just saw spittle fly out of his mouth.
You're weird.
Yeah, you know, I get that a lot, actually. You're the girl with amnesia, right?
Where did you hear about that?
It's kind of gossip. Or not gossip, it's more of a popular subject. That sounds worse. I can help you. I used to help Instructor Blake train some of the younger cadets. I mean, it's not like it could get any worse, right?
Notice how I'm looking at him, I'm listening and I'm watching him. That's something that younger actors and actresses fail to do, is they'll be thinking about their next line or their next action or the emotion that they're supposed to have, and they kind of forget to zone in on the person that they're talking to, because realistically, you know, if I'm having a conversation with you, I'm not gonna be like, and then come back to you here. Sometimes maybe that can be a choice, but 9 times out of 10, if I'm having a conversation with you, I'm gonna be looking at you like this. The reactions are gonna come naturally off of that. I think that's something that I actually did very well here. We'll talk about how flat that line was about you being weird, whatever.
Are you trying to help me or make me feel terrible?
Oh, no, definitely the first one. Listen, one sparring session. If it helps, great. If it doesn't, you never have to talk to me ever again. You want to beat that guy, right?
For that shot, I was kind of looking down and out of the way, and the other actor, why am I forgetting his name? That's embarrassing. Anyways, the other actor here, he like leaned in to where I was looking, and it took all of my willpower not to laugh. Now you notice my eyeline was kind of funky. I don't remember why that was. I think maybe I wasn't paying attention or something. One sparring session. And I also got in trouble on set for looking directly in the camera there. Rookie mistake! People don't realize this, but when you have a camera right in your face as you're trying to act and be emotional, it's like having this big black hole that's sucking your attention, and you have to just cut it out. In Stanislavski's book about acting, he talks about the circle of attention. Think about it like a spotlight coming straight down on the scene. You don't want to be looking at things outside of that spotlight. You want to be focused on your scene partner, maybe your prop to the right. I had like an ice pack, and you don't want to look at the camera like I definitely did. I wasn't trying to, it just happened.
I'll see you tomorrow.
I loved that set, by the way. That was the coolest set to work on ever. Dilation, pupil dilation. Now this scene that we're watching right here had multiple people involved. It was in the same area as the first scene. We had people coming in, putting things in, pulling it out, the camera operator looking at them, looking up here. You're gonna see in a minute, I flinch, and that's actually the moment someone took away the apple. Here's this. There, and they use it as a cut. And that scene there where I'm like waking up like, originally in the script I was supposed to scream, and when I was in the scene they had a locked set, which means that they only had like the director and the camera and the audio guy in the room with me. And I actually psyched myself out so hard that I had a miniature like panic attack doing that. And I asked my sister, I was like, can I please just kind of like come out of bed? Because I psyched myself out of this screaming thing. I was also kind of afraid of what other people would think about me on set. As an actor, you really do still care about what other people think, and it's hard to get out of that mindset. That was also the napping room. We left the beds in there and people would go take naps in there during the shoot. It's my brother getting his arm broken. That sound effect is so bad. Okay. Look at this here. That look, best described as head empty. The way that I played this character was stoic, and it didn't come across as stoic. And I think the reason is because I was thinking stoic, and I wasn't thinking about, because I was thinking externally and I wasn't thinking internally. As an actor, what you do internally is what's ultimately gonna affect your external. You don't wanna start backwards. You don't wanna think, I wanna look angry on my face. You wanna think to feel, and then feeling is what makes you act. What makes your face do the face things that you want the audience to see. But what I wish I would have done differently is I wish I would have been watching a bit more. Spoiler alert. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't give you the spoiler. Spoiler, this character is supposed to be a really good fighter who has kind of lost her ability to fight. And I wish I would have played it like I was kind of watching things, where I was watching how he shifted his weight, watching where he was looking and observing rather than just, because I think it would have brought that character a little bit more to life, and you'll see it in some of the other scenes where I'm just kind of like low energy. Fun fact, some of the crew thought I hated them. I didn't. It's just how it is.
Why do you want to fight him so bad?
See, I just look lost in my own head. I just have to. I wish I had played that a little more dismissive. Like, I just have to. Maybe that would have been better. I don't know. Well,
To beat the champ, we've got a lot of work to do. So, more than one sparring session? Sure.
This is the instrumental to the original song that I got to record. And I created the form that we're doing in there. The little kata. There, you see it's like twitch. This took a lot of work, a lot of training. I had to get back into karate for this. This is my favorite part of the whole film. Yes! Ah! When we were recording it, the actor over here, gosh, why can't I remember his name? Wow, I feel so bad. I hope he doesn't watch this video. But that actor who's playing Cole, the ally character, he actually improv this thing where he ran and he scooped me up and he twirled me around and he was like, that was so good. And I responded in character, and when I came down, I was like, don't do that. And he went, oh, I'm so sorry. He thought that I was reacting like that, but it was actually just excellent improv on both of our parts. And I thought it was fantastic. It didn't make the final cut, but that was a really funny moment because he thought I wasn't acting, which means you're doing a good job if someone can't tell you're acting. Cobra Kai vibes.
How am I still in the red?
You know, that's okay. You just have a little ways to go.
This shot is beautiful.
Yeah, until the end of the cycle, when they kick out everyone who's in the red zone.
We used all practical lighting, by the way. So, you know, everything that you see is everything that we used. I don't remember using any other lighting than those, you know, bulb things.
Well, yeah, there is that.
How do I get out?
I think the problem with this scene, I mean, it's not bad. Like, we did pretty okay. I guess maybe we did it too much. It got stale and we weren't bringing fresh ideas to it.
Okay, at this point, you'd have to beat some really high-scoring student by next challenge.
We also could have been doing something. Like, you see, we're kind of just like standing there, but maybe if we had something in our hands, or, you know, if we were like watching other people walk by and like kind of talking a little bit more quietly, like build that imaginary world around us with how we're acting.
Challenging day, which is tomorrow, actually. Oh, Zeph, you know I didn't mean...
You know exactly what that means.
Ace isn't gonna fight you.
It's a points wager, right? He's in the yellow. He needs my points to advance.
That's my best line in the entire thing. Like, as an actor, I don't look at like the crying moments and go, wow, that was good acting. I look at the moments where there isn't a lot to hold on to, and I personally think that was my best moment because it just sounds so natural. Like, he needs my points to advance.
You're not ready. People in the red get sent to a lower academy.
The little...
If you fight Ace and lose, you'll get kicked out for good.
Are you seriously trying to talk me out of this? This is the entire reason I've been training with you.
The eye contact between us.
Earth studies. Listen, don't do anything stupid without me, okay?
Aw, cute little smile. That's the butt of a laptop, by the way. It's a cool shot. There's a couple things going on here. Some of it is editing, some of it is camera movement, and some of it is also what we're doing. The other actress didn't have a lot of experience with stunts. She still did a great job. Jasmine is awesome. I love her. And we also did this scene for 7 hours, so we were exhausted. And that little like fall at the beginning, there's actually the way that it was choreographed is very different from how you see it here. That fall at the beginning that you saw me do, I had to full on take a hit where my feet were knocked out from under me and I went onto cement. And it was the scariest stunt I've ever done. I did another action film after this and this was still the scariest stunt because I had to just like fall sideways onto concrete and we patted me up and stuff. So I was a little salty that you didn't quite get to see that as well.
Remember. You have to remember. You need to be ready for what's coming next. What? What's coming next? Who the hell are you?
Sorry, bad word. I'll bleep that.
Why am I like this?
Sorry, I shouldn't be laughing. I actually did like my acting in this scene. You really do see the desperation. There's definitely things, I wish there was a little bit faster between the two, or if I was maybe trying to ask questions between. Overall, when I watch that, I'm like, that's pretty convincing. That hurt, I hit my head. And those were real tears, by the way. That crying, I was really crying. That was a long day. And after that, that was the very last thing that we shot. And after that, I went to the napping room, the aforementioned napping room, and I just cried in the corner because it was so much emotion, so many things going on. If you want a tutorial about how to cry, I would be interested in doing that for you guys. So you let me know if you want to learn how to cry like a professional actor from a semi-professional actor, someone who's acted for money, someone who's earned money making films, someone who has earned money acting. There we go. You just let me know. That's his wife, by the way. Little cameo.
What are you doing?
They're gonna kick me out. I can't do it. I can't do anything.
Zeph, nobody said that.
They didn't have to. Nobody believes in me, not even you.
If fighting Ace is something you need to do, do it. I never said I didn't think you could win. I didn't want to see you getting hurt. But you are no quitter.
Then what the hell am I?
Oh, another curse word. We're bleeping that.
That's something you have to figure out. But from what I can tell, you're somebody pretty special. Good luck.
Once again, I wish we could have seen more of the internal world on my face. That wasn't a bad scene.
All
It's a cool shot.
and point bargains are final. Are there any challengers? Cadet Bell.
Such a cool shot. Look at the room lighting.
Cadet, the gap between your scores would require you to wage the entirety of your points for this class. Very well. Cadet Ace, you accept Zeph's challenge.
Yes.
I did that head
Step on the
tilt on
mat.
purpose because I was like, it'll make me look dramatic.
What game are you playing here?
It's not.
This
not
is
a
the
game.
first tier challenge. Loser forfeits the quantity of points equal to the lowest cadet's.
See, like there, we could have been like kind of bouncing back and forth, could have been like, you know, shaking it out. I'm currently taking karate classes again. If I had something similar where it was like, you're about to have a big sparring session with somebody and everybody's watching, maybe I would take the choice of like kind of looking stoic or whatever, walking up. But realistically, I might also be shaking it out, kind of like getting my body loose, prepared, maybe even like, you know, stretching a little bit.
Accumulated class score. Winner takes all. Begin!
Ooh, that was a good hit.
So proud of you.
I feel like that's pretty realistic. Look at that face. That looks like I got hit in the stomach. I think I did a pretty good job with that one. I don't remember what I was thinking about. I think I was just thinking about like, you know, when you get hit in the stomach, if you ever had the wind knocked out of you, it's not a fun time. It's like, ugh, and you feel like your lungs are like imploding. There's like, and you can't breathe and fun times. So I think I did that pretty good.
What if I get lost?
Sometimes the extreme moments are a little bit easier to do as an actor, actually.
Find your way. You're a fighter, Zeph. You're gonna be alright.
That girl also plays a young version of me in the other short film that I did that was action. Dramatic! You can see the blood and the sweat. Is a clean shot. I love that moment, but we're not talking about stunts, we're talking about acting. They actually had us do this scene, 2 different versions. They had a silent version and a loud version. So the silent version, everybody's like miming, pretending like, but then they had a version where they were all screaming at us, and hard to compare the feeling of having 10 or so people standing around you screaming for your blood or screaming for his blood. It was fantastic, and you could pick out like different things that they were saying. Like someone's like, come on, beat him up, like blah, 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 blah. Also, I think these are bubble wands in the background. Fun fact. See, like you can hear it. I worked so hard on that butterfly kick and still didn't do it right.
Winner, Cadet Zeph.
That was pretty good. Still a bit subtle. Yeah, he looks beat up. I'd be embarrassed too if I was beat up like that. I love that moment from him. This guy's name is Wesley. He's a pretty good actor.
Zeph, you finally did it.
Ace, stop! I need to talk to you.
You leave me alone.
I'm not gonna hurt you.
Really? After everything you just did, you're gonna claim that?
What did I ever do to you?
You really don't remember, do you? It doesn't matter. You're exactly the same as you were.
What are you talking about?
Notice a good eye line between the two of us.
I was only
Good
suspicious
editing
at
there.
first. I could never fully make out your face in the dark, but I don't know anyone else who fights like that.
He really struggled with this scene because when we were doing my coverage, we only had one camera. So they have one camera and it's pointed at me and he's on the other side for eye line for me to act off of. And when we were taking my coverage, so he wasn't on camera, he was just acting his little heart out and he was like basically crying. And when we got to his coverage, where I'm over here and I'm not on camera and he's on camera, he couldn't do it. He had already kind of expended all of those emotional wells. So what we actually had to do was kind of take a step back. We paused on filming, took a 5-minute breather, and what we did was we went and we stood in another part of the set and we pushed a ball back and forth just like as a little like acting exercise, and it totally helped. Number one, I think it helped him get out of his head, but number two, kind of brought back the tension of the scene of these two characters who are pushing back on each other, but he killed it here.
Like an assassin.
Stay the fuck away from me. Oh,
No,
another
you
curse
stay
word.
away from me. You're a
Another
danger to
run.
everyone close to you. Some secrets get buried for a reason.
Love that lighting, the eyes.
Very important to our cause.
That's pretty good. Pretty good acting by me for just sitting there and looking dramatic. When you're sitting somewhere as an actor on camera, you should never just be sitting. You should be thinking. You should be either thinking in character or thinking parallel to your character. So thinking in character, you know, if I'm Zeph, maybe I'm thinking like, this is gonna sound silly, but maybe I'm thinking something along the lines of, you know, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. I'm gonna figure this out. You know, he's not gonna stop me. I'm gonna figure out what's going on here. Or if I might be thinking something parallel, I might be thinking back to a moment that I had where I was confused and frustrated and determined at the same time, and I would think back to everything that happened at that moment, and that would create those emotions on my face. My arms, it all comes back to me. That's my voice. That's my name. Grant. That's his name, Grant. Sorry, Grant. That song is available on Spotify if you want to listen to the rest of it. Okay, note from editor Bet, this is gonna have to be a series because this video is getting way too long. And there's still like two or three films to get through here. So hang in for part 2, another fighty one. It's inadvertently kind of a copy of The Last of Us 2/1. So if you like that, you should definitely stick around for part 2. Goodbye!